Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking something absolutely fundamental, the mechanics of decision-making and spiritual alignment derived from our source text, The Sacred Art of Choice. We're going to see how the paths we take aren't always what they seem and how to reclaim your agency. So let's just dive right into it. Think about this for a second. What if the choices you genuinely believed were fate or destiny were actually just the dangerous illusion of momentum? You know, we so often tumble headfirst into a situation and declare, well, it was just meant to be. But what if those moments weren't destiny at all, but really just the invisible, compounding force of our past decisions pushing us forward? To break this all down, we're going to follow a quick roadmap today. We'll start with the sacred art of choice, move through the law of propensity and the leapfrog effect trap, and then look at spiritual resonance, refinement using the 5 C's, and wrap up with the ultimate mastermind. All right, part 1, the sacred art of choice and the tapestry of existence. The source material makes it crystal clear. Our agency, our freedom to choose, is literally a sacred gift. And it's constantly interacting with both visible and unseen influences. Every single choice weaves a new thread in the grand tapestry of our lives. But choosing isn't just about picking option A or option B. Actually, scratch that. It's more like navigating a massive web that is heavily weighted by the cumulative force of our past experiences, societal norms, and really deep spiritual forces. We have to stay vigilant. Which brings us to section 2, the law of propensity, or the current of momentum. So what exactly is the law of propensity? Essentially, our choices are never isolated events. Imagine a river's current. Every thought, every intention, and every action generates energy that quite literally pushes you downstream. This law dictates that the direction your life is heading right now is heavily propelled by a continuous flow of momentum you've already set in motion. Drawing from LDS theology, the text reminds us of a simple truth. Whatsoever ye sow, that shall ye also reap. When our choices align with divine laws, this propensity actually works for us. Sowing positive, faith-filled actions builds this beautiful momentum pulling us toward peace and clarity. But, and this is a big but, if we aren't paying attention, that exact same river can sweep us right into dangerous, rocky waters. And that brings us to the danger zone, section 3, the leapfrog effect trap, where we end up skipping our due diligence. Okay, so momentum absolutely has a dark side. The leapfrog effect happens when momentum from a pre-existing influence causes us to just completely jump over critical thought processes. We make a preemptive decision in our heads and literally leapfrog over seeking new truths or getting divine confirmation. The situation just feels like it has so much natural momentum, we assume it must be right, and we skip all the testing. Have you ever let momentum make a choice for you? Let me give you an example from a recent conversation I had about this very thing. Say you meet someone, and the laws of convergence are in full effect. You're on a trajectory, they come crashing onto the scene, your heart flutters, and because the doors didn't immediately shut, you just assume Heavenly Father put you together to be eternal mates. Bam, next thing you know, you're off to the chapel. But wait, just because someone is in your life to teach you a lesson doesn't mean they are your eternal destination. That's the leapfrog effect, tricking us. We bypass the required due diligence of confirmation that only the Father can give, and we end up in what is basically a situationship. We often see this framed as a business merger trap too, a charismatic partner, high stakes, momentum feeling exactly like fate. You skip the due diligence and boom, trapped in a bad contract. But let's be creative and broaden this because it applies everywhere. Imagine deciding to uproot your entire life and move across the globe just because a friend offered you a couch and you found a cheap flight. The stars seem to align, so you completely bypass your spiritual confirmation. You don't ask if this is truly the path for you, and suddenly you are stuck in a completely unfulfilling reality. Falsely labeling momentum as destiny strips us of our sacred power to actually choose. Let's move into section 4, spiritual resonance, the tuning fork of the soul. So how do we avoid these traps? It all comes down to spiritual resonance. According to the ethereal laws mentioned in the text, your spirit acts like a tuning fork. The frequency at which you vibrate, which is completely shaped by your daily thoughts and emotions, dictates what you attract. If you vibrate with faith and love, you align with higher truths and divine guidance. If you vibrate with fear, doubt, or just rushed, frantic urgency, you invite deception. Look at this stark contrast. True divine influence is always going to bring you peace, clarity, purpose, and light. It asks you to pause and resonate with truth. Adversarial influence? Well, it relies exactly on that blind, rushed momentum we were just talking about. It thrives on confusion and fear, and ultimately leaves you stagnant. The adversary basically wants you moving way too fast to ever ask the right questions. The source has this brilliant warning about using the Braille approach to life. We absolutely cannot just feel our way blindly through the dark, letting momentum bounce us off the walls of life, and just accepting whatever circumstances we tumble into without any spiritual discernment. We have to be intentional. And that brings us to Section 5, Refinement Using the 5 C's, our true antidote to false momentum. The text lays out this incredible 5-step framework that acts as our ultimate due diligence. First, combine your ideas and experiences. Second, compound and develop them to see their full scope. Third, and this is the big one, compare them with divine standards. Are they actually aligning with higher truths? Fourth, correct your course if they aren't. And finally, fifth, continue the journey. This right here is exactly how you stop blind momentum in its tracks. Now, this refinement process isn't easy. It's compared to purifying metal in a fire. It requires you to take a massive step back from those immediate, momentum-driven reactions. It takes deep patience. And most importantly, it forces us to overcome the ultimate stumbling block, our own pride. We have to be humble enough to admit that what we totally thought was fate might have just been our own unchecked, rushing desires. Finally, we arrive at Section 6, the ultimate mastermind and the creative power of thought. The explainer highlights Napoleon Hill's famous idea, whatever the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. The mind is literally a workshop where imagination serves as the blueprint of creation. But the source material takes this a huge step further by blending it with spiritual laws. This isn't just about manifesting wealth. It's about the literal, profound spiritual power of organized, righteous thought. When we align our thoughts with divine principles, they become these incredibly powerful tools that resonate with the ether, the unseen fabric of the universe, materializing our righteous intentions. The greatest mastermind isn't found in a boardroom. It's found in maintaining a closeness to Christ. When you do that, you stop just reacting to life and become a true co-creator, aligning your thoughts with divine will instead of just temporary thrills. To keep this alignment, we really have to be intentional. We need to nurture our eternal family bonds. We must cultivate faith over fear every single day. We absolutely have to seek divine confirmation, not just blindly surf the wave of momentum. And we need to always remember that the temporal choices we make right now carry profound eternal consequences. So I want to leave you with this final provocative question. Now that you actually recognize the unseen forces at play, the crucial difference between true spiritual resonance and the dangerous illusion of momentum, how are you going to use your sacred power of choice tomorrow morning? Are you going to let the river of past decisions choose for you? Or will you pause, refine your frequency, and consciously choose your own path? Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the explainer. Catch you next time.